All right, we're live with Carl from the Center for Brain Health at GDC. That's his badge. It's true. His name's Carl. All right.
All right. Hey, everybody. We cool off the show floor that we're going to show you here. So, Carl, take it away. Tell us what we got here.
So, at the Center for Brain Health, we're working with young adults on the. We're working with young adults on the autism spectrum. We're putting them in VR to let them practice social interactions. What that might look like is they would log into our virtual world here, and they may go on a virtual date or a virtual job interview. May practice interacting with a school bully, or just going to a teacher and talking about their grades. Every avatar is controlled by another person. And we custom build the avatars. We'll tour the world real quick. So we've got our bookstore here. We've got a grocery store. They can go inside. At the end of the street, we've got our school. The school has a classroom and a principal's office. It's got you can actually shoot hoops on the basketball court if you want to. This building over here has a couple apartments in it, and then of course our coffee shop. So a good example. You log in and you meet. If I was a clinician, you'd meet me. You might have met me in real life too. So you immediately have a familiar face. It increases the realism of it. It has real world consequences. You can't just say anything you want to me because. The click of a button, I can. So, what I would do if I'm your counselor is I would set up the scenario. I'd say you are all night working on a homework assignment, a really difficult homework assignment, and you're tired. You're going to go into the coffee shop. And you're going to meet a classmate. You're going to get a cup of coffee. Bump into a classmate. That's all the setup I'd give you. And let's say you're working on self-assertion. That's a skill we're practicing. And then I'll step out of sight. I'll hit a button. And become another person. I'll use voice changing software, and now I'm a classmate. And I'm going to start it with peer pressure. I'm telling you, I was up all night playing video games, and I didn't do the homework, and I copied yours. And then maybe another classmate steps in, and now you've got two classmates peer pressuring you. And then they're starting with some bullying, and if things get out of hand, I can step out of sight, switch back into my avatar, and step and say, okay, guys, time out. How do you think this is going? What strategies are you applying? What do you want to try? What do you want to tell this person? Why don't you step back in there and try, and they can step right back in and practice applying those strategies. We found this to be just incredibly successful. We've seen several hundred young adults, and we have all the research data, both brain scans and some paper tests to show that this is effective. Some amazing real-world testimonials from just people's lives.
Does the effectiveness go up if they're in the Rift versus if they're playing it on 2D?
So we haven't actually started using the Rift yet. We've been experimenting within the lab, but we lose the face tracking. So what you're missing is we're using face shift.
Yeah.
And we have. All right. So you have to pardon the lag. We're running in face tracking, super laggy, but if you've seen face shift tech, you know how great their face tracking is.
Right, it's fantastic.
It's amazing.
Don't judge book by its cover.
Yeah, the face tracking is really amazing.
Can you tell us the story about the young man who's a freshman in college?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. So this young man Clark came to us as a freshman in college and he was thinking about dropping out of school. The change to college kind of just came from his social group. He wasn't able to make new friends. He wasn't connecting with his professors. He was really struggling. And his mom came to us and said, I know my son's really smart, but he really needs help. And we put him through 10 hours of training. It's only 10 hours over 5 weeks. And he got promoted to customer service and made Employee of the Year. He stayed in school. He made some friends, started connecting with professors, and came back and said, I understand now why I need to connect with my professors. And last I heard, he was off to law school.
That's impressive.
Awesome.
So, I mean, Costco, a very job with no social interaction, and living at home, really having very much of a social life at all, to being an attorney and having his independence. And only 10 hours of training in this video game gave him that. And it's amazing. Video games really are such a powerful tool for effective brain change. There's everything we do is changing our brains for the better or for the worse all the time. And video games change our brain rapidly. And when harnessed correctly, it can really create a positive effect for building a healthier brain.
Awesome. So this game here,
Eventually, what we're talking about doing is eventually incorporating a infrared camera into a VR headset, building something like that, because this is really a social simulator, and virtual reality should be, have that social element. The more realistic the social interaction you can have in VR, the more. It's a big reason why we play games, right? We play games with your friends, with your friends, with your friends, but it's not much, if you're not paying attention to what the other avatars doing, the other players are doing, it's not much of a phone call as far as social interaction is concerned. There's very few aspects of the player that actually transfer onto their character. And with face shift, now we notice people making eye contact and attending to the face. And we see that translate, even with people with autism, we see that translate to the real world. They start, even though it's not the skill we're specifically teaching in VR, they begin to start attending to the face, and then you see improvements outside of VR as well.
So is there a quantifiable amount that this is helping people?
We have a lot of 100% of people that have been through this program report having more friends, and we define friends as like a regular occurring social outing with someone. That includes some kind of deep, meaningful conversation. And in a lot of cases, it's going from having no friends to one friend. And when equipped with the strategies and how to approach those social interactions, they'll continue to improve. And that can be life-changing, going from no friends to one friend. So that is my favorite statistic right now. Then we also have done brain scans pre and post, and we see a significant improvement in the empathy networks of the brain. And if you're not a neuroscientist, looking at that brain scan means nothing. I'm not a neuroscientist, I'm a software developer, and it's a really pretty brain scan, but it means a lot less to be that first statistic.
Yeah. This is really awesome. It's great to see games being used for such a important topic like this, and helping people actually improve their lives so significantly.
And we do have some goals for the future too. So we hope to make this publicly available before the end of the year. Right now, it's still in clinical research with people on the spectrum. We started working with kids who are victims of bullying, and we're in 2 junior highs now. So that's the next step. People without a diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
But we see applications for this, as well as pre and post deployment of our military training. So we think there's a lot more areas where this could make an impact in people's lives.
Awesome. Thank you very much. This is cool stuff. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Help people recover from autism with the power of games. Truly.
Is there a name for the game or a website or anything you want to give out?
You can go to the centerforbrainhealth.org to find out more about the things.
Cool. Great. Thanks.
All right. Awesome.
All right. That was Center for Brain Health at GDC.
I'm glad we died.